All right, about face. Actually, it's about your face. It's time now for the other view. Well, California is expanding its mobile driver's license program. Yeah, check it out. Listen to this. Residents can now simply scan their faces and upload sensitive documents to any smartphone. Pretty weird, and it could be convenient, but there's something to it, I think. And that's not all. In Utah, transportation officials are testing a pilot program to charge for driving. No more registration. Instead, you are charged by the mile based on a GPS tracking device put in your car. Now, under the program, 100 motorists will have those trackers placed in their vehicles for 6 months. But who would sign up for either of these programs and give the government even more access to their personal data? In some cases, you might not have a choice. It's mandated. Joining us to discuss is our panel, Project 21 member Whitley Yates, and in studio, Washington editor for The Spectator and author of The Snowflakes Revolt. You can see it there, Amber Athey. Great to have you both with us here. Amber, I'm going to talk with you first about this. Government overreach. Is it we're seeing Big Brother actually happening here in the United States under the guise of simplification and moving forward in technology? And still, it just seems like a really easy way to track wherever people are going.
Exactly. I have no interest in being involved in any of these programs. I can tell you that. I always opt out of the face scanner during TSA pre-check. And unfortunately, you can see where these programs want to go, right? In the case of tracking people's driving, I can see a world where that's used to see how much gas people are using, to try to limit people's electric use if they're driving EVs. And there have been credit cards in the past that have been unveiled for the purpose of actually stopping people from spending more money when they hit their so-called carbon limit for the day. So I think this is just ESG by another name, and certainly an attempt to track the American people's movements.
Yeah, you know, and Whitley, I think about things like Siri and Alexa and all those things where we're already fed ads on our devices based on what we've been looking at. And then it seems like where we're actually traveling is going to be monitored. And we never know exactly what they're going to be looking at or how they're going to use that information. But again, this doesn't really feel like the land of the free that we're used to here in America.
Absolutely not. I think that these types of digital technologies should not be deployed because they could be dangerous. One, I don't even trust California to stop smash and grabs. So the fact that they want people's biometric data and it's supposed to be safe, I highly doubt that. And then with Utah wanting to track its citizens and tax them based upon how they track them, I think once again is dangerous. Anytime the American people give up their freedoms and their civil liberties to digital technology that is controlled by an all-seeing government, I think that what we have is tyranny that is approaching or upon us. I think we need to be very careful because we understand right now that our data privacy isn't trusted in the hands that it's currently in. And so giving them more power to track us, to trace us, and to use our biology to further perpetuate taxes and tolls on us is terrible.
I agree. Kind of creepy even too. All right, speaking of California, the left coast, check out what happened yesterday in one of America's most liberal cities or suburbs outside of San Francisco. It's called Millbrae. Yeah, well, can you tell what they were talking about? No, because protesters were so loud. These are residents in the affluent suburb just south of San Francisco. They were there to protest plans to house 100 homeless people in a local hotel. Many saying they're concerned because the hotel is very close to kids with several schools nearby. Very interesting how very progressive cities and even voters potentially claim to be open to everyone. We can take care of everyone until, again, it's in their own backyard. What do you think, Amber?
Well, I think that they are 100% right to do this, although it is quite ironic that these are the policies that they vote for. Of course, a previous article that came out just this past week found that an LA hotel that was converted to homeless housing suffered millions of dollars in damage. And even the New York Times in the past year covered the fact that these hotels that had been converted had become basically drug dens. They have become hotbeds for crime. They've driven out paying customers, and some of them even had to shut down. So this is a wrong-headed policy. until you treat the underlying reasons why these people are homeless, simply throwing them in a hotel and putting the burden on tax-paying citizens and customers is completely wrong.
All right, Whitley, just a few seconds left. Wrap it up for us.
Final thought is, if you don't want progressive policy, stop voting for progressive politicians. If you don't want these things happening in your community, stop voting the same way for people that want to perpetuate this type of conditions on your city, state, town, or suburb.
All right, seems pretty practical, Whitley. I don't know. It makes sense to me. All right, Whitley Yates, Amber Athey, appreciate you both being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.